Do we train staff in-house or do we outsource to an agency or freelancer? That's the question that we're going to answer for ourselves today. A lot of this is going to be scenario based. There really won't be a one size fits all, but I'll try my best to give some practical examples so you guys can at least grasp the concept. So let's talk about going in-house first. So with some dependents, having at least one in-house SEO pro makes around $5 to $12 in terms of ROI per dollar invested. And to put that in broader numbers for you, that's between like 50 and 500 grand in additional revenue with dependence on what you're doing, of course. If you don't have an SEO guy or a trusted SEO partner, it may be a matter of time before somebody who does catches up. And so in the case of going in-house, you would still need either somebody to train them, so somebody on hand who is already capable of doing it, or otherwise you would need to outsource the training or education some other way. Just for the sake of example, I have the ability to, as a service, train any given person how I do SEO, and at the very least give them the baseline understanding that they need in order to help their business thrive in terms of SEO and optimizing their content or otherwise their social media presence. If this education has a certain investment value, and we know what we might get out of this investment, I think that we know for starters that that investment for that education alone is going to be far beneath our potential return on interest. And then at that point, we no longer have to pay agency fees. This is going to save the most. This is the biggest reason basically to do this is you don't have to pay agency fees. You're not paying for the value of someone who already has the knowledge and experience. You possess in-house somebody who already possesses this knowledge and experience. This, of course, saves the business money, and then saving money is making money. You get it. Alternatively, one can always sacrifice time for the education. I think at least having the base knowledge that you need in order to do SEO for the majority is free. There are many tools that you may or may not need access to in order to best do the job in the long run. But at least as far as getting the understanding of what do I need, it's mostly free in my opinion, other than time. So yeah, again, as far as taking it in-house, your options basically are find someone who's willing to take the time to learn about it and then do the job in the long run, or otherwise that person needs to teach somebody how to do it. Alternatively, you can work with a consultant or trainer in order to pass down that information and make use of it for your business. Why are we doing this? To cut costs and gain a firmer grip on our optimized presence. So in what case should we hire an agency? Well, I would say first and foremost, there needs to be the trust factor first. There are a lot of agencies now who do a lot of things, myself included. And so the first thing that I'll always say is shop around and look at the methods and styles, look for the proof, look for the previous work, take a look at how they package their product. Again, it's good to get educated. You know, doing SEO is a very broad way to put it. If you can't at least describe what it is that you want, then first off, prepackaged services is likely not for you because you have no idea what SEO optimized content is or what schema is used for or what type of backlinks matter and what type of ones that are bad. In that case, you need a consultant or you need to take the time to watch some of the excellent free content that's out there. SEO is, of course, not a brand new thing. There are a lot of experts, not only on Google SEO, which is my most familiar field, but also other fields of SEO, such as social media or GEO or AI SEO or whatever the heck we're going to call it this week. I don't care. And the most sincere advice that I could really give you is sometimes you just got to try stuff out. You might not get exactly what you want the first time. It's okay to shop around. It's a diverse market and there's guys jumping in and out every single day. And otherwise, there is the ever-growing opportunity to create what you're actually looking for. That is to say, once again, SEO is a valuable investment. It's just about how do I invest in it properly. If you're ever unsure on what to look for within a service and or what is a reasonable price point, again, this is another thing that a consultant is very useful for. In some cases, you can actually get free consultation. Many guys will pay for their knowledge. I would say it is worth, if not if you're not paying a retainer, it's worth paying once in a while a meeting fee to just run your questions, run your website and business through an SEO expert, just so that you have a more appropriate understanding of what you may be missing out on. I know this is going to come off super self promotional too, but I want to assure you I'm saying this because knowledge is power, baby, and I want you guys to win. I'm not even saying like, hey, come see me, I do free consultation, which I do. I also want to remind you when we're talking about services, you get what you pay for. Anything that's too good to be true in terms of being too cheap or it sounds like it's too easy or too get rich quick, it probably is. Don't chase the shiny new thing is a thing a lot of guys say, I guess. Read up and know what you're looking for in a quality service. Test it out. Hopefully you get the result that you're looking for. If not, you walk away with education and experience and you get to try the next guy. Fully managed is also a option for some. I would say this is less an option for upstarts and more an option for guys who are established. You could basically just outsource the entire thought process as well as the execution to one person or agency. As far as when should you be investing in SEO? At any given point. Whenever you can, reasonably speaking, I would say. The primary goal is sales. And so if your strongest sales funnel is personal interaction, word of mouth, then keep leaning into that. Keep generating those leads and sales based off of that, and put anything else such as SEO on the back burner as you start to establish stuff like branded assets if you're coming off of the ground. If you're already established, I would keep it on the back of my head at the very least. SEO, again, is not new. It's steadily evolving, and we know that there is a very serious value to the knowledge. I would start figuring out, well, how much is it worth to me and my business? And start finding a way to maximize your investments on it. If that's going to be in-house or if that's going to be finding somebody to trust to help you get it done or just get it done for you, I would advise consideration. Stuff to keep an eye out when you're hiring anybody for SEO. You want to be looking out for, obviously, somebody who aligns with you, the business owner, and your business goals. As far as individuals or freelancers, I would simply inquire to what their actual experience is, what projects they've worked on in the past. I would mostly be looking to see what is their experience. If I can see a portfolio, that's often usually good, but not entirely necessary. It's mostly based on what is your informativeness. How able are you to tell me how it works and make me understand it? Because then, of course, very easily I can justify your value. Otherwise, what is it that you're looking for, and can this person even offer it to you? It's very scenario dependent. Furthermore, keep in mind if you're hiring someone who already possesses experience to take it in-house, and again, it relies a little bit on yourself being somewhat educated in the matter. You wouldn't hire a technical guy if you were looking for understanding on why your domain score was low. And if you don't understand what I just said, because that might be a little complicated, then that's exactly what I'm advising that you take the time to learn a little bit more about. There are various types and fields within SEO. As with many other niches, the actual depth and diversity within SEO is very deep indeed. I won't list off all of the various types of specializations there are, but I can think of like 8 or 9 on top of my head. And it's good to know somebody who knows about at least more than one of these things. Service itself, I would also say, is heavily dependent on will they work with your budget and what are they promising, essentially. And once again, I'll say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I would avoid it. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there. I advise you to take care when considering hiring. So this is why I try to position myself as more of a strategic partner. In general, I offer most of my time for free with certain exceptions. And then outside of actual service-related work, I'm giving away the information and assistance that's needed for my partners to grow and thrive themselves and otherwise stand toe-to-toe with anybody, including myself, when it comes to SEO, how it's done, and how we value it. This, to me, I think is what secures me a lot of clients at this point, is once you know how it works and you can see that it does work and you can see that I'm invested in you, you will in return invest in me. Friends help friends after all, right? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on do we hire in-house or do we go with agency hiring when it comes to SEO? Again, it's going to be very scenario dependent. If there's any questions you have about SEO, make sure to ask them below or come see me over at Optilineage. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.